What's up, little business of sun-dried tomatoes? It's your boy Eddie Collins,
Guys, and it's Justin Brown.
and we're recording this intro live from South by Southwest on Oscar night, which is why we were releasing this Anora episode that's Patreon exclusive, Justin.
Ooh,
We
baby.
give him a little taste of what it's like behind the paywall.
Oh, baby. See, if you love that Patreon, you want that extra goodness in your life, patreon.com/medium popcorn, $2, $5, $10, $15 packages. Guys, only on Patreon. You know?
That's right, patreon.com/medium popcorn.
Idris shows you some love, baby.
Oh, yeah, he shouts you out and everything.
That's right.
But yeah, we hope y'all enjoyed this episode on Anora. Don't add us if you didn't, just keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
We love you.
Yep. We love you so very much.
Bye.
Medium popcorn, we are two niggas spoiling movies. Yeah. Brandon Collins, that's me, and Justin Brown for your movie needs. Medium popcorn, woo! You haven't seen it, well, we're gonna spoil it. Spoil it in your face. That's your warning. So if you get pissed, it's all your fault. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. This could be the greatest day of our life.
Hey, everybody, I'm Eddie Collins. I tried to sing it. It didn't work. It did not go the way I hoped for.
I was looking at you like, what the fuck is he doing?
You're like, is he having a stroke? What's happening?
Guys, this is Justin Brown. That was not my black ass singer, I'll tell you that.
You're like, Brandon just immediately zoned out. I was like, I'm gonna sing. It's just
I was like,
watching it
what?
horror. That's the song that plays, at the beginning. That's the theme of the movie. The beginning
Yeah.
of the strip club and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh boy, yeah, folks, we're Media Popcorn. We spoil movies, as you know. And at the time of this recording, we're recording this 2 days after Nora has won Best Picture at the Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
So, Justin, you hadn't seen this movie before it was on the list, right? Before we had to. So we're because we've only done, I think, one Sean Baker movie, which is the Florida Project.
Oh,
We
yeah.
didn't do Red Rocket. I've seen Red Rocket, but we didn't do Tangerine. And he has a bunch of other smaller films. He's very independent.
Yep.
I didn't know that this movie was less than $6 million, which is crazy impressive because he was shooting on site in New York City.
Yeah.
And that ain't cheap.
Yep. Unless he was just doing some shit.
Some guerrilla shit. Well, to be fair, Lluvia actually found some trivia that will be interesting to talk about. But initial thoughts on Anora.
So again, you know me. I like to go into films not really knowing too much about them. I for one, I felt like they did a great job showing the grittiness of this kind of underworld. And then also being somebody who's hung around and met people from Brighton Beach, and it's
Wild over there.
yeah, but this is very authentic. It's very authentic, and it's very authentic to some of those kinds of Euro strip clubs and whatnot, and but also there's a level of just you're seeing somebody who's kind of hardened to the world in an Annie or a Anora, and then she somehow gets that childlike wonder, and she's just like, hey, this is my way out, this is where I want to be, this is it for me. And then to see it all start to go down the hill, I thought it was there were so many twists and turns. There wasn't a lot of twists and turns, but to see the build up and then the drop off of everything, I just thought that this was great storytelling. It looked great. I believed the characters, and even knowing that this was going to fail, I knew it was going to fail. Right?
It has to. It's inevitable.
Yeah. There's no way this is going to work. it's just like, in a way, I was kind of rooting for them, but also seeing the signs. Like, I feel like this is the kind of girl who, like, I've met, like, at a party or something like that, and she starts telling me about this guy that she's seeing, and I look at her, I'm just like, yo, like, I don't want to ruin, what you got. I don't want to fuck you up, but like, there's so many red flags here. You should probably go the other way. And like, because I've been that guy, a few times, but like, this feels like one of those times where I'm just like, hey, you may want to take a step back. And so like, this feels very New York, very familiar to me, and that's why I think it's just like, yeah, it's everything you would want out of a film like this.
I talked to someone at an Oscar watch party I was at Sunday, who was like, Mikey Madsen, I didn't really like it, and I was like, I've known you for about 2 years, and you know, I would shake you if I didn't, you know what I mean? Like 'cause that really frustrated me because I'm like, if you watch interviews with Mikey Madsen, she is nothing like Annie. And that's what acting is, right? Like, Demi Moore, and we're going to eventually review The Substance. I've been told, though, like that role, you could see how she may be really connected with it because it was, in some ways, semblance of her career, right? And so, like, I think that's something important to take into consideration when you think about what Mikey Madsen brought to this role. And, she really showed me a big range. Like, I was very impressed with her in this movie. I was really impressed with the fucking cast in general because this movie, while there's laughs like for the first act or so, when the word gets out that Vanya got married to Annie and his family finds out, and you find out about all the people that are supposed to be watching over this fucking asshole kid, and who dropped the ball, and they're trying to figure out what happened. Oh my god, that's some. And I see people posting about it on Twitter without having seen. It seemingly they don't have that much context about where the scene fits in the movie, like when she's beating them up and stuff like that, and like it's just it's so surprising the switch that it makes in the story where it becomes kind of a comedy, like where it makes it more charming in a way because it's authentic to the characters in the story, and things just escalate, and these fucking bumbling dudes just try to like get this chick from Brighton Beach to calm the fuck down.
Well, it's funny because like I was Paula and I were, we watched this together, and she's like, when she oh, what's his name, Yuri, his name is Yuri. Yeah. So when no, I'm sorry, Igor,
yeah, Yura is the actor that was nominated for best supporting actor, Yura Borisov.
Yes. So when Igor was kind of like just holding her, just trying to get her to stop, I literally said to Paul, I'm like, that's like all you can do at this point. Like, that's what you have to do. And she was just like, what do you mean? And I'm just like, that's the only way that
he doesn't want to hurt her.
He doesn't want to hurt her, but he also doesn't want to get in the zone where when she screams out, she starts screaming rape. It's just like where you don't put yourself in a bad space. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it was like, all of this is so like, it felt so very authentic because like any character, any person who's like in their right mind in that situation is like, because I like, that's what I would do. Like I would literally, like, it's all about restraining, and then you just hold the person down and just lock them down and just hold them there. It's like, I just need you to stop. And like, if you notice, he didn't raise his voice. It's just like, I'm not trying to hurt you. Da 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 da. Like I think he only yelled once
when she was screaming. He was like, "Stop!"
Yeah,
they were. I mean, yeah. Someone described this to me last week before I rewatched it again for the podcast as a Cinderella story, and I was like, "Really? Like, you would think it's a Cinderella story?" And then like I watched it again, and I was like, you know what? That was like very biased to me to say that. Like whether it's my experience or the fact that I'm not a sex worker, I'm not a woman, like things like that. Because I watch Annie's story, and I think that's why at the beginning they're very good at showing a night in her life, and she meets this like Russian kid who's like, "I'll pay you all the money to fucking dance for me" and stuff like that. Then she takes a train, she goes to her Brighton Beach apartment that I think she's sharing with her sister. Like it's just kind of cyclical, right? She's not like doing anything outside of sleeping, dancing, right?
yeah.
For this kid to be like, "Hey, I have all this money, Like, we can just have fun. You don't have to work. Like, let's fucking just go.
Also,
And
like, he
then
gave her 15 racks
for
for
a
a
week.
week.
And then
Yeah,
he's halfway through the week,
I'm
he's like,
popping ass for fucking
yeah,
15 racks.
yeah, halfway through the week, he's like, let's just get married. Let's go to Vegas and get married and shit. You
Yeah.
know, it's wild. It's a whirlwind. Like, this is like I think it's been a long time since I saw a movie about whirlwind romance. You know what I mean? Like, I think one of the last ones was like that movie with Kirsten Dunst and Jay Hernandez. Like, it was Crazy Beautiful or some shit. Came out in the mid 2000s. Because I think I'm such an optimist that things might work out. But you knew that this wasn't gonna, like, as soon as, like, saw his reaction when his parents found out about his marriage, you knew that it was gonna be.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that nothing, like, she didn't actually get hurt. That's what I was worried about, because Sean Baker movies, they put you through the fucking ringer.
That's true.
And I was worried, given that the Russians or Armenians are involved, I'm like, Annie, if you keep wilding out, this might not be good for you.
And you okay? You may not be to keep on fucking around.
Yeah, so I was really worried, and to know that, she ends up, she's hurt, and she's definitely broken at the end, but she's alive. You know what I mean? Because these are some fucking dangerous people. I mean, Vanya's mom, threatens to destroy her whole fucking life and her family's life and shit.
Yeah.
It's wild, man. And that's like, and they, at one point, they're like, we'll pay you, what, $10,000 for the annulment? And then they're like threatening to even take that away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, just cooperate with us, or you get, like, we're going to just destroy you. We're
Yeah.
not gonna
Well,
pay you,
I mean,
you know what I mean?
first of all, I would have negotiated for more than that.
Yes.
Because when a Russian girl tried to get me to marry her for citizenship, they were offering at least 20. Just saying.
And that's back in what year?
Huh?
What year was that?
What year was that?
Yeah, when you were propositioned. So I can get an idea of how much 25 racks would have been.
That was like, what, 2016?
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, she, and I mean, she should definitely be able to get that. Because also, like, Russian women, you see coming over and getting, fucking, citizenship through marriage and stuff. You rarely see Russian men be able to pull that shit off. Because Russian men typically stay with Russian women, and that's a whole different thing. But yeah, like, I know these communities. This shit ain't like shit. 10, they are underselling her.
I will say, yeah, that's 100%. But she's dealing with, like, the lackeys who don't really have that much power and influence, obviously, because Ivan's just kind of like, go fuck off or whatever, like, go, play my dad's dick or some shit. But then the Godfather, dude, when he was doing that, at the church, he was
He's
what
at
was
a
that
christening.
christening? Yes,
Yeah,
christening. Yeah, and then he leaves. He's like, I gotta go, because he finds out this kid's married, and his mom was hitting it up like, did he get married? He's like, of course not. And then they're like, he might have got a married man. And he races from Brooklyn, it seemed like.
Well, they were
all the way up to Long Island, right?
No. Brighton Beach is in Brooklyn.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, the Armenian dude, Toros.
Yeah.
When we first meet him in that church, I'm pretty sure that's in Brooklyn, right? Or is it even further out?
No. But Brighton Beach is in Brooklyn.
Yes, I know, but he has to go to Long Island to get to where Ivan is, right?
No, they are in Brooklyn. All of this takes place in Brooklyn.
Ivan's things in Brooklyn? I thought it was in Long Island somewhere.
No, I think all of this is in Brooklyn, bro.
Oh, I could have sworn that she mentioned, like, the mansion was in Long Island.
No,
but
family's Brooklyn mansion.
Oh, okay, my mistake.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, that makes more sense, because he was speeding through the fucking streets and shit. He's like, I'll be right there. While the other guys are getting their ass beat by Annie. I mean, even the Coney Island stuff, like, going there.
Are you killing her?
Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, it's just so chaotic. And if you like Uncut Gems and that kind of, like, anxious energy, you're gonna love the second half of this movie.
Yeah,
it's kind of like that, because you were like, kind of like, I don't know where this is going. Like, it's kind of funny, but this could take a dark turn real quick.
Yep.
Like, within a second. And Annie knows that. And I think that's why she plays it straight, but the other stuff is played for. It's really interesting tonally how it kind of works. At least for me, I thought it worked really well. And then they fucking are trying to find Ivan, because this nigga just runs out the house.
Yeah, literally runs away.
Which, I mean, how much money did this kid have access to? I mean, it had to be millions, because he's going to Vegas and staying in
He's a
penthouses.
He's the son of a Russian oligarch.
Yeah.
So like tons of money. I mean, so yeah, UV in the chat, like in a private jet. I mean, you get to go to Vegas in a private jet. They fly from
On a whim.
Russia. They fly from Russia to New York in a private jet. They're jumping on a jet in an hour. Yeah, and then they fly at Vegas, and then they fly back to Russia. Yeah, these motherfuckers have money, 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 money.
Yeah, man, that was hard when Annie goes from flying in private jets to she's in coach on the way back to New York.
Yeah,
I was like, man, just the drop is hard.
Yeah, man.
And she's only getting a few $1,000.
And she's getting $10,000. But I mean, she made $25,000 off this transaction, and then she got a 4-carat ring. That ring, roughly about like $20,000. So she, got about like 50,000, 50 grand off of this dude. And that's also not including the nights that she spent with him before they did the week arrangement. So let's say she got like maybe 50 to 65 grand.
Yeah. But what does she do now? I think that's the thing is like
she probably finds a job at a different strip club.
Or after fighting that one girl.
Yeah, they're not letting her back in there. Or she whoa.
UV said the ring was worth $160K, I believe.
Shit. And she good for a little bit.
For a little bit, yes.
Well, also, she's not going to be able to get that full value. So if she pawns that, which is most likely what she's going to end up doing, they're not going to give her $160K for it. They're going to give her a fraction of that. So
doesn't she throw the ring back at him though?
No.
The airplane, which calls him a pussy. Oh no, yeah, you're
Igor.
Igor gets it back.
Yeah, gets the ring for her. Which it's funny because I would have been like, I'm keeping the ring. I would have, if that was her, I'd been like, all right, the deal is you give me $25,000 and I get to keep the ring and I'm good.
Yeah, we'll also remember she might help out, even though like maybe she doesn't feel that obligation, but because it's Brooklyn and you're still in the same borough, you might want to like throw them some money. But she might be paying for repairs from the old dude's like candy shop.
She ain't paying for no fucking repairs. The fuck you think that is?
I love that scene though with the Armenian dude just came in so hot, man. Toros was so fucking hot. Everyone he talked to, he was just. I mean, but he was really stressed out. Obviously,
no, hold on.
He's like, these niggas gonna kill me.
He came in a little hot, but they tried. The Russian kid, dude's friend came over, and he had that attitude, and that was only going to get him. That was only going to cause an escalation. And then you come down with a bat, if I went to that candy shop and that kid jumped over the thing with a bat, I've been like, you're about to have a bad fucking day.
Well, that's when you realize, like, oh, this is like what happens when Igor actually gets busy. He really didn't want to hurt Annie because he grabbed that bat real quick, and then the dude's just like, destroy it, and she's like, okay. I was like, damn. I was like, you learn real quick.
Yeah, man. I mean, so like, I see how things like got, but like, first of all, Annie ain't helping take care of that candy shop because that's also attached to the dude that pretty much ruined her life.
Yeah.
Because not only did he kind of play with her emotions and sell her a life that obviously was never going to happen, but he also allowed a group of people, including his mother and father and everyone, to call her a fucking whore and things like that. Like, bro, well, what are you doing?
There are so many scenes that show that Ivan wasn't a good dude. Like, he was a piece of shit. Like when, he's just fucking her and like not even, trying to make her feel good when he's playing the video games and not engaging with her. Like, there's just so many things that he did where it's like, clearly he's immature. Yes. But he probably is so spoiled. He can't think, he doesn't even think about another person, especially on an emotional level, right? For him, it was still transactional. Even when they got married, it was still transactional to him. Like, it was very much like, oh yeah, like I did do this thing, but that's crazy, right? Let's, my life goes on. I just gotta go back to Russia or whatever, right? But
saying, oh, thank you for making my week fun.
Yeah,
my last week in the States fun. It's just like this is fun for you, but this is actually my life.
Yeah, I did go to college with a dude who was my roommate, who was incredibly wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was an Ivan level, but he was from Calcutta and he had money. And the reason why we kind of fell out is because I started seeing a turn in him, especially after we graduated and he would come back to New York, where he was just kind of an asshole to everybody. Like he treated like, when we go out at night, like the clubs and he would get the bottle service and stuff, like it just wasn't a good vibe. You know what I mean? Like it just wasn't a nice dude.
So
And he wasn't
basically,
surrounded by nice people.
so he basically made you feel oh, probably that whole your whole relationship was transactional. He's like, hey, I pay for things, and then you guys give me company, but like you guys aren't on my level. I'm higher than you.
It wasn't even that. It didn't feel like that until after graduation, and he went home, and I guess he started working at daddy's company or whatever. And now it's like, oh, I did this on my own. The hustle also. It's like, nigga, you used to cry to Craig David in the room because this girl wasn't interested in you. Like
To Craig David?
Yeah, it was sad. I'm walking away. It was sad. He said, I'm not sad. I'm like, that's one of the saddest songs. Nigga. What are you talking about? But yeah, like I remember I left the nightclub within like an hour. I was just like, I'm just like wasn't into it. I just was like, I can't be around this anymore. Like, not that like I'm not trying to keep, like, I'm not trying to do any, like, I'm not trying to be this rich where I'm just like a piece of shit to people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I think it's just like, there are certain people where your relationship is just for a time frame. You know what I'm saying? There's an expiration date, and you got to realize that. And I think the problem is when people can't, start seeing, when like, oh, this has expired, this is expired, and then like you're holding on to something that you shouldn't, and that's where you get in trouble.
Yeah. I mean, also the thing is too, you can't pay for empathy. You know what I mean? So it's got to be like in your human nature to be a caring person.
Yep.
At some point. And Ivan, like, like, I mean, to be fair, like, he was kind of inebriated the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
And then it would have been really easy for the get the annulment. It's just that it happened to be in Vegas. At the courthouse when I was just like fucking sprawled out and they're trying to keep him like we get at Bernie's. And he's like, and the lawyer's like, they got married in Vegas?
He's just
like, yeah, it doesn't matter.
Like, you should have told me that. You got to do that in Vegas.
We have to go to fucking Vegas. Oh man, dude, that Toros was so scared when the parents came in. I'm like, I wonder if that dude got killed. Probably not, but he definitely had to start at the bottom again of whatever hierarchy he was probably at.
I don't think so, because this isn't the first time that this kid has been.
That is true. Yeah, he says that, like, because Toros, he says like Ivan does stuff like this all the time. He just fucks with people because he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah,
and he's very. I mean, it's interesting how obvious it is that Ivan, like, it's not gonna work out with Ivan. And I think it's just surprising. I think what surprised me the most is actually how naive, like how arrogant and selfish Ivan was, but also how naive he was to like any consequences, right? Like,
well, no, I don't think it's naive. I don't think it's naivety. I think it's just the fact it's just like there are no consequences because there are no consequences for him.
True.
The only one who gets consequences are Annie. And
because he feels like he's getting like punished because he has to go back to Russia, but it's like, you're still rich, bro.
No, that was going to happen anyways.
Yeah.
So he's just like, I mean, worst case scenario, I'm going to have a bunch of fun, in the States, and then if they catch me, I guess I'm going to have to go back to Russia, and work in my dad's company. But other than that, like, he didn't have to nothing changed for him. He knew what was up. He was just playing with somebody else's fucking life.
Now, what happens if Anora's pregnant though? Because he was fucking her raw like for like a week plus.
What's gonna happen. They're gonna force termination.
I mean, I know they mentioned that in the passing line too. Like, we'll have to take care of that and stuff like that. But I'm like, oh, did they like follow up with her to make sure she's not pregnant?
Oh no. 1 second. I'm sorry.
All right. Anora, apparently Sean Baker wrote the role specifically for Mikey Madsen. This is following seeing her in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and then calling her representatives after seeing her in Scream 5. Huh. Okay. She's also the first Ghostface to win an Oscar.
Look at that.
Second one to be nominated. That was Laurie Metcalf, Scream 2. At the 97 Academy Awards, host Conan O'Brien joked about Americans being excited to see someone stand up to a powerful Russian, referencing the film's plot and receiving cheers from the audience.
Yeah.
I mean, when the dude, when the Russian patriarch was laughing, because Annie was just talking, like she was going in on the mom,
Yeah.
about how a piece of shit her son was, and he's just cackling. I'm like, he probably has never seen that in his life.
Oh yeah, he loved that. He loved it. Yeah, like he's like, yes, tell her, yes. He probably would have gave her more money if she hit him on the side. Yeah, for sure. He's like, you gave me so much enjoyment.
Well, actually, I thought that might be the last twist, is that the parents actually take a liking to her on the way to Vegas.
Yeah.
But then it was just like, no, because you know what it is? Also, it felt like they knew that their son was a piece of shit, where they wouldn't want that to be a burden on anyone either. Because he keeps besmirching their name, like he keeps embarrassing them.
True.
Because they hint that this is like a big embarrassment, but like, he's done obviously things in the past that like brought shame to the family. So I think that they were just like, we just got to keep this nigga in a hole or something.
Well, I mean, is also just the fact is like this dude, for her end, he went to the club, the place that she used to work, and then
that was wild.
Yeah,
he got another dance. Which I was also like, how the fuck is this nigga paying for anything? Because he ran out in his basically, he threw on some pants after he was fucking his wife. So it's not like he has a credit card or anything like that. He can't just. That was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, you be saying he has tabs, but I mean that don't mean shit because he flew out of the country the next day.
Yeah.
So them tabs are outstanding.
Yeah, but at the same time, there's probably people that will take care of that shit.
Unless, especially at Annie's old place of work, they come looking at her to close that tab.
No.
You don't think they would do that?
No.
All right.
No, because he's the rich Russian guy. Like, yeah, and he's just like, yeah, well, the motherfucker was in here fucking somebody else, trying to fuck somebody else. So I'm pretty sure no.
Okay, fair enough.
And also, like when you have that kind of, so like we're talking about somebody who has like, maybe not as much, but close to like Elon Musk type of money, right? And a complete unchecked power, from another country, and then their son is in there, so they, extension of that kind of power, they know who this kid is, and like his line is fucking is long, and they know that they probably just have to reach out to the fucking the Armenians, and then they'll take care of it.
Yeah. Those Armenians, man, they got fucked up. That one dude who got the broken nose, and then he started barfing in the car.
Yeah, the nigga had a concussion.
Yeah, he was all fucked up on the plane.
He could have died.
Yeah, he was all fucked up on the plane. He was like, I just want to say, like, in Armenian, he's just like, I just want to say I'm sorry. And Torres like, hey, go back in the back. He's like, I just want to talk to them.
He's like, it is an honor to be amongst your family and seeing your whole family.
And he smelled so bad, he smelled.
Yeah.
And shit, because they never cleaned off his suit. That car smelled. I mean, my man's car went through it because he fucking drove off the fucking tow truck and shit. The guy was like, fucking Armenians. Well, this movie's wild.
He said fucking Russians.
Oh, yeah. But he was like, this movie's fucking New York.
Yeah.
This is a New York movie.
Like, in what world does that dude, they offer him a bunch of money? He's like, how much? He's like 400 or 500, whatever. And he's just like, all right. And then they just pay him off and he lets that car down.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a price. If that were me, that's why I guess I can't be a tow truck driver. I'd be like, hey, you got some cash,
Lluvia did point out in the chat, though, remember they found him at another club and one of the staff members was mad because he walked out on a massive bill.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, too. He's just like, he's kind of probably fucking enough for all the other spoiled Russian kids trying to go clubbing at night and shit.
No, they ain't. Because, a guy like, they're going to get their money eventually, one way or another.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right.
They'll get it. And if not, it is what it is. They're making tons and tons of money off of fucking watering down drinks or upcharging everything anyhow. So like it's a lucrative business for them.
That's before inflation and what's about to happen now with these tariffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Get those Jose Cuervo shots right now, nigga, because they're gonna cost twice as much soon.
That's when things will get gnarly. When people's substances are too expensive.
Yep.
The stuff that used to be like, you get a quota shot and shit.
Well, I mean, so here's the thing, Brandon. And of course
Strip
we don't want
dance is going to be fucking
no, we don't want to go
$200.
too far into this and get off the beaten path. But at the same time, is like you're gonna see more like strip clubs and just shady shit happening around the country, and like people drinking more, and which is obviously gonna raise the rates of like violent crimes, suicides, and things like that because of these. People aren't gonna have the money, and then they're gonna have to start looking at alternative measures to either suppress or the feelings that they have, or just try to make ends meet. So like, yeah, we in for some wild times.
We are.
We're going into some not Mad Max time, like Escape from LA or Escape from New York type shit.
I hope not. But in case we are, folks, you should enjoy the last days at patreon.com/mediapopcorn. Get yourself some laughs on the way out. We'll be like the players in the Titanic. We'll just keep doing these episodes until till we're underwater and we can't record no more. But yeah, man. It's like I said, I was pleasantly surprised by how Annie's story turned out because again, there's a lot of dark turns and she has a hard ass fall at the end. But again, this could have ended with her life being taken because between just having 3 big dudes appear at your house while you're in your underwear, and she's lucky that she has some self-defense skills, already. Because if that had been if they had bad intentions, that could have been fucked up.
Well,
it already was fucked up, but yeah, because that's just scary, right? And then you have your husband, the guy's supposed to protect you, he just fucking runs out.
Yeah.
And security on site, they're not working for you necessarily. They're working for your husband and they're working for his family.
Yeah.
So
fucked.
yeah, you have no cards in this situation.
Yeah.
It's like Trump said to the president of Ukraine, you have no cards.
Don't. No, just don't.
You have no cards.
Just don't.
Do you want World War III?
No, you're playing with.
Never gonna financially recover.
Oh God.
That's crazy, though. I mean, to have that kind of money where you could just be like, let's go to Vegas. What? Like, okay, let's look at flights. Look at flights. I just gotta call somebody. Yeah, I just gotta call somebody.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts.
Given how expensive flights are these days, how expensive must it be to have a private jet that take you across the country? And then when you get there, you have private, transport, and then you have, the best of the best in regards to those penthouses. Because those penthouses in Vegas can go up to, $30,000 a night, if not more.
Nuts.
I mean, it's fully stocked with, liquor. Yeah, I think you have a private chef and shit like that. You get the works, but still.
I needed one of those.
Yeah, Lluvia said the manager kicked out the person staying at the penthouse when they arrived. You know how rich you have to be? You know how not rich you have to be in the penthouse to get kicked out the penthouse? And you can afford the penthouse.
Well,
that has to be such a mind fuck to be that's why richer people constantly want to get richer.
No, but they didn't get kicked out of the hotel. They just moved them to another room.
Yeah, but you only have one big penthouse like that. The penthouse is the penthouse.
No, not
at some hotels.
No, not
it's the cream of the crop. It's the number one spot.
Yeah, no, but they have multiple. Most of them have multiple spots.
Sometimes, my friend,
because there's only maybe, they may have 2 of them. 2 penthouse spots.
Penthouse.
What?
Nothing. I'm listening.
So they may have 2 spots up there. So and they're not rented out most of the time. They're not rented out. Simultaneously, unless it's a big event. So Super Bowl or some big shit going on.
Okay.
Because high rollers are going to come through.
What defines a high roller? How much money do you have? How do they define that? Is it based on your credit? Is it based on your net worth?
All.
Is it based on how much you spend on the casino?
All of those things. Because there's different, depending on which tier you're in. So I do, I go to Atlantic City a lot, not to fucking gamble for some of the gigs I do. But I pop up at Caesar's Properties a lot. and like just their tier systems, and just like some of the people who are like the diamond tier and whatnot, or like five star and all that shit, and like they're like, yeah, I spent $300,000 last year at this casino, and they're not even all the way up there. So their high roller is something different. Probably the high roller, you're probably dropping, like $250,000 per stay or some shit like that.
We also didn't like we talked a little bit about, but we haven't touched on the classism that I saw kind of in this movie between Annie's relationship with Ivan, and then her growing relationship with Igor, who at the end she initiates sex with, but then like starts crying when he tries to kiss her because you can actually see he genuinely kind of likes her.
Yeah.
She says he has rapey eyes and stuff.
Yeah, he
but
respects her.
he respects her, and I think he's very curious by her too. I think he's very like fascinated with like just who she, like he was so surprised with how she handled herself with them. Like even though she fucked him up, she scratched him up and shit. He was kind of like impressive. He was like, what I mean? He's like, I'm not used to that. And I think that for her, she wants a guy like Ivan to like her and to want her outside of the sex work that she does, right?
Yeah.
Because she's like, he's got the money and quote unquote success and shit, right? But the dude that actually does fuck with her is this guy who lives in government housing.
Yeah. With his parents and whatnot.
With his mom or whatever, right? And so for me, I was like, oh man, that's some real shit. That's some real shit about. And I think that's what Sean Baker does really well is he talks really well about the aspirations of working class people. And sometimes it's tough for me to watch that because when you're honest and raw about these characters, like you didn't see Red Rocket, right? With Simon Rex, who actually was really good in that movie, which was surprising because like he hadn't really done anything like that. But that character is fucked up, really flawed, and falls hard at the end, right? Florida Project, similar thing. People just trying to like, with the mom and everything like that, and the kids like being the collateral damage to that. It's Sean Baker. He's been doing the work, and he's been representing. He's been coming with a lot of heart with his films, and he's very honest. And that's what I appreciate about him as a writer and a director.
Yeah,
is that he doesn't let his characters off the hook. And Annie's in a really broken spot at the end, man. Yeah, like there's sometimes where you watch movies and you're just like, whew, because you wonder if the main character or supporting character is going to be okay, and you like them enough where you want them to be okay, but you also know enough people in life that maybe continue going down this downward spiral where you get an idea of where she's going.
So, and I think is also the fact is like Annie's not necessarily the most likable character. She's not at the beginning.
No.
Yeah, she's not the most likable character. And then you see her go through this thing where she becomes a person that you're kind of rooting for. But then also you have to remember that it's like, okay, she's not necessarily a fucking, an angel here. But even people who aren't necessarily nice all the time, they don't deserve what happened to her. And it could have been very much worse. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean that it's okay. You know what I'm saying? That everybody has feelings.
Well, I actually like that you brought that up because that's actually, I think that's something I admire about Sean Baker and something I admire about most Spike Lee films is that the thing about life is that people sometimes are perfect and the worst shit happens to them, right? And some people are flawed and they get their comeuppance with some things that they fucked up with, and then some things just work out well for them. And I like that, that's what happens with Annie. It's like her character journey, like you said, she's not perfect. Sometimes she's not even likable. And so there's real outcomes to that, right? And there's real consequences to how she carries herself in the world, right? Because maybe if she were more likable, or if she were a little bit more level-headed in some situations and not being so sad, because it's like she has no cards, but at the same time, this family says that they're willing to negotiate to wipe this whole thing clean. So to your point earlier, negotiate then. Yeah. You know what I mean? But she's actually fighting for the marriage, which is where her downfall is, because she's in, this fantasy world where she thinks Ivan and her are actually going to be together. Yeah. Versus if she had stayed transactional, she would have been able to, because she was negotiating with him earlier. Mm-hmm. When they first hook up, she's like 10,000. You know what I mean?
So, and this is the thing. I feel like there's this space where I think with not just someone who lives who operates in her lifestyle, but just like people as a whole, where you have to put your feelings aside and like really sit back and assess like what's going on right now. Why am I here? What am I doing? Why this does or does not make sense, right? And she unfortunately got into a space with somebody and caught feelings for a dude that wasn't worth it. But with that being said, tons and tons of women go through that every fucking day. Men, same thing. Just people. This is like a normal human emotion, and just like, I guess, conflict. But then now we're putting it on someone who, you know, who's people in society who look down on, and then it's looked at different. But this is the same thing, because every relationship in some way, shape, or form is a bit transactional, because there's always a transaction being made, right? And feelings change the transaction. So now she just learned from this that if she's going to continue on doing what she's doing, which is likely, is like, I'll never fall for another fucking trick again, because this is the kind of shit that you do. Like, will she fuck
I'm
another
never
fucking
gonna
dude?
fall again. Guilty, something's I've been
That's what I
given.
thought. So will she fuck around with the son of a Russian oligarch? Of course she will, because the money's there. But she learned a lesson, and like now, if somebody else comes and he's really trying to get with her, she will not fucking trust it. But this, I think this also plays into just this is what people go through, and it's like on this level and on just like normal people every single fucking day, and you wonder why. Hey, why did they react this way to such and such and such? And it's just like, because shit like this that you never heard of then sets the precedent for the way that they act, in a whatever situation.
I also want to say to Annie's defensiveness, like to her credit with that, especially when the the henchmen come to the house and stuff like that, they immediately start off by calling her like derogatory words like whore and stuff like that, right? So she immediately is like defensive because they're disrespecting her. They're disrespecting the work that she does. Or she did, because at
But
that
at the
point
same
she's his
time,
wife.
they probably did not expect her to be able to understand Russian.
That too. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that whole thing was interesting, because she's like, I can understand it, but I don't speak it because it's embarrassing. Like, she's like, my accent's embarrassing, because she tries to speak Russian to the mom, thinking like legit, like, this is gonna be mom-in-law, and she's like, your Russian's terrible.
Yeah.
And Ivan, I mean, I got shout out the actor who played Ivan too. I don't know if that kid's really like this though, because if he is, then it's like, all right, well, how much are you acting? But Mark Adelidis, I'm butchering your last name, bro. But I thought he was really good in this role. Now he's gonna be Mr. Smith in the new Mr. Smith season, which is gonna be interesting, because then we'll be able to see, like, can this dude do something different?
Hold on, it's Mark Alexandrakov.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what the fuck you were doing. That wasn't that hard.
No, that's not how you say Alexandrakov.
Wait, which one are you talking?
I'm talking about the guy. Okay, his name is Ivan Zambana. You read the character last name. No, I'm trying to do the actor's last name.
No,
and the whole thing.
Hold on. I when I went to his page, it says born. His last name is on the second line because it's so long.
This shit is bad luck. But you know what, Justin? You take a shot. You take it. There's three names. The first one's the easiest one. So go.
So it's Mark Alexandrakov. Igzel Shiten. Idel Shiken.
It's not chicken.
Shiten.
Chicken?
Shiten. Idel Shiten.
Mark
Alexandrakov Idel Shiten. I mean, again, I'm guessing probably butchered it, but it was better than what the fuck you tried.
Oh yeah. Whatever I did was just cuckoo bananas. But yeah, I mean, I thought he did a great job playing this character, because you bought that he was that piece of shit.
Yeah.
that he was just the kid who's just like, I just want to have fun.
Yeah.
And I don't care like who I bulldoze and shit like that. Like, just fucking with people because he can, because he has all the money. They're able to buy the cabanas and the pool parties and get all the exclusive shit. Yeah, I'm a little jelly, folks, in case you can hear that in my voice, because this kid's just an asshole to people. But like, that's the thing is, in life, sometimes great things happen to people that don't deserve it. Or
Sometimes the asshole wins, baby.
Yeah. We're in that part of the. Oh, never mind. All right. All right. Our producer Lluvia did find some letterbox reviews of Anora that she thought we should read. The first is from Kit Laser, who wrote, simultaneously the funniest and one of the saddest movies of the year. That's what it feels like for most of us. If you don't laugh, you'll cry. 5 out of 5 stars.
Hold on. And it's Edelstein. It's Steen.
Steen?
It's Edelstein.
Steen. Okay.
No, Steen.
Steen. That's what I said.
No, I don't know what the hell you did with your mouth. It's like Edelstein. Edelstein. So if you look also under it, it's EIDEL, and it's Stein, as in, kind of, like, I don't know, our fucking Jewish friends. We've seen their names here in New York, like Stein.
Clementine wrote, the things I would do to get on this bitch Finsta. Oh, okay. Talking about how fit she was. The things I would give to have a drunk cig with her on Myrtle Broadway at 3 a.m. Oh, okay.
Oh,
I know we would have the most life-altering combo in the girls' bathroom and then never speak again. I would die for her. 4.5 out of 5 stars. Clementine, you in danger, girl. You are not making good choices. Aaron wrote, that's future Academy Award winner Mikey Madison to you. 5 out of 5 stars. Well, fair enough. She did win the Best Actress award. See what happens when a twink acts like he can handle a baddie. 5 out of 5 stars. Jesus Christ. Damn. All right. Sam wrote, Sean Baker does for sex workers what Martin Scorsese does for gangsters. Okay. Humanizing them. I get that.
Fair.
4.5 out of 5 stars. I think they're referencing also Tangerine. And I don't remember. Was the mom a sex worker in the Florida Project? I don't think so.
Remember.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I wouldn't be surprised though, because it's rough out there. And then Ava Adore wrote, a terrifying tale of dating a mama's boy. 4 out of 5 stars. That's real as fuck. Because he was so scared of his mom. I would have been scared of her too. She looked like a plastic surgery cat with a Russian accent. That's a scary combo, bro. Yubi in the chat said she was the real villain. 100%, she's the villain.
1,000%.
Because at first, like I said, I thought there might be a little glimmer of hope for Annie when the dad started laughing. And I was like, oh, is the mom going to have respect for her because she actually stood up to her? But then I was like, no. I was like, you're still going.
But Brandon, we've said on this podcast before, a lot of these people think that, oh, Asian, Eastern European, like they treat me like a man and all that stuff. They like strong men. Nah, bro, they run the fucking household. It's like, you better watch out. You better watch out.
Yeah.
Because Ivanka's coming for you.
Is Macho okay?
No, he's just all over me. He won't.
I know. Lluvia, not Lluvia, Luna Arquette. Tati went out because it's, sister-in-law's birthday. And Luna just be like, whenever Tati leaves the house, she freaks the fuck out.
So I asked my nephew to put him on the leash, and he obviously didn't do it right.
So now the cat's downstairs and shit.
Yes. I'm just like, this motherfucker.
I was listening to a Kevin Hart interview where he was interviewing Jerry Seinfeld. And then like his 2-year-old kid burst in the room while he was recording with Jerry Seinfeld. And then Kevin Hart was like, now my wife knows I record what hour on this day. I know she knows, and we have help. He's like, Jerry, we have help. I don't want you to think I'm broke. I have help at the house. And she knows that I'm working. And then the kid comes, and now it was sitting on my lap. Well, here you go. You're sitting on my lap. Like that's even the cat, Yep. You give the nephew, one task.
Mm-hmm. Well, he had one fucking job.
What did he do instead of you think?
Huh?
Instead of putting the cat on a leash, what do you think he did do?
I don't know what the fuck he did. You know what?
Just play some video games. It's just my
nephew's staying with me for the time being, and they don't have much to do. I don't ask much of him, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna start giving this nigga some jobs.
You're gonna start seeing him sweeping in the background of these episodes. I don't miss a spot there, Johnny.
You know what,
Justin
Brandon?
got slaves, everybody. Pay attention, pay attention.
You can come over here and we can record. I got a cameraman. I got a live-in cameraman.
It's just a little kid just crying by the camera like,
oh no,
Justin.
This nigga ain't little. This is a grown-ass fucking man.
All right. We did get some Patriot thoughts. Well, we got one Patriot thought on Anora. And remember, folks, when you sign up for Patreon at patreon.com/Media Popcorn, you're guaranteed to have your thought or review that film read on that episode. So JC Cuts wrote, "It's been incredibly inspiring to see Sean Baker remain true to the smaller human stories he wants to tell, all the way to recognition this film has received. There isn't a film this year that lives and dies on his leading performance like Mikey in this one, and she's a jet engine keeping it moving. I would debate Sing Sing with Coma Domingo, but I see what you're saying, JC. The home invasion sequence is a masterclass physical comedy and tension, probably my favorite sequence this year. That was, like I said, that was a great balance in tone. And the endings being divisive with wildly different responses for everyone I've discussed it with, which is the epitome of a great one. Yeah, Mikey Madsen and Sean Baker potentially not like giving their 2 cents about what the ending means. You know, they're just leaving it up to interpretation. I know for my crowd, it was definitely silent in the audience when I saw this first time in the theater. I think especially for the women, they were kind of like taken aback a little bit, like, oh shit. And then, mind you, this is after like in the community experience, we're all laughing at times and, you know, feeling really sad for Annie at times. And
well, I mean, I guess she was so tough and she held so strong throughout this. There's only so much that tough shit's gonna work. Eventually, you're gonna feel what really happened, and it was in that moment, and it was in the moment where somebody tried to embrace her and treat her right, you know, and you know that's what broke her. That's what broke her down, because she's used to people treating her like a thing and being shitty to her, but she's not used to people treating her, you know, like a woman. So it's like, you know, that's the thing that's always going to get somebody like this, you know, and it sucks because it just shows that, you know, she doesn't understand her value as much as she should.
We should all understand our value. And remember, she beat up a bunch of dudes. You know, she's strong. She's more of a man than Ivan is.
Are that man enough? Are you man enough to fight 3 niggas for me?
Justin, break down our rating system, baby.
Stop calling me baby. So, guys, you know how we do this. We rate movies, bags of popcorn, small, medium, large, and the XL for the exceptional. If a film doesn't deserve any hot, buttery, delicious popcorn, we throw it into the stale popcorn pile. We pile piles and piles of stale popcorn on top of it. So, Brandon, we sat down and we watched a 2024 American, I guess, comedy, dramedy.
Yeah, I would say dramedy.
Yeah, dramedy. Anora, Oscar winning. You know, a few Oscars, a number of Oscars in this motherfucker, starring Mikey Madsen, Madison, sorry, Macho. We're not going to butcher this man's name anymore. And a bunch of Russian actors who are in this film who pretty good ass job. Brandon, what say you, sir?
Yeah, this gets a large. I really enjoyed it. I love the tonal balance between comedy and drama. And this Mikey Madsen was like a revelation. And not just because for being a solid actor, I always saw that. But like she just had like playing this character. She played her very sexy. She had the right amount of confidence, and then she turned it around with the vulnerability, which I think is probably really closer to her than the character. You know, like the closest thing that what she portrayed from her real life as this character. And so, and all the supporting actors were great. Like that scene only works when they play the right amount of menacing and softness, where you're like, you know, these are just buffoons at one point. They're just like scrambling to like keep up with this crazy ass Russian kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, so I loved it. And shout out to Sean Baker. I mean, he had more Oscars than Steven Spielberg now, which is kind of weird. But, you know, he did the thing. He did his own acting. He wrote the screenplay. He obviously directed the thing, and he worked with a $6 million budget. And the movie made a decent amount of money. Like, and it standed the whole, you know, award season when there's a lot of fits and starts and stuff like that. So kudos to everyone involved in this movie. Justin, what's your rating?
Yeah, I'm giving this an XL. I was really just impressed by everything I saw out of this film. You know, the acting was superb. The storyline was great. You felt for these characters, you know, at different aspects of their journey, and it made sense. And like everything, it made sense from a character standpoint on why they did things and why they reacted. And like to Yuvia's point in the chat, she wrote, "I felt bad when she went straight to trying to sleep with Igor because that's all she knew." It's like that's the kind of shit that makes this, you know, an Oscar winner. You know, because she remained true to her character, and she did everything that you would think a person like this may do, but people forget about. So like I like the characterization were great, and like the comedy was it wasn't overdone. It was there enough because it played off of the situations at hand and why they'd be funny, but not like forcing it too much.
100%. Yeah. Well, there you go, folks. That's our, I would say, rather tasteful review of Anora.
Yeah.
As always, you can follow the show at Media MP Podcast on all social media platforms. Be sure to go to youtube.com/mediapopcorn. Push that subscribe button so you get alerted about all future reviews, celebrity interviews, and live streams that we do on that channel. We will be bringing back Zoom movie nights, so keep a lookout for that. And if you want to leave us a voicemail, you can do so at 347-464-8214. Again, that's 347-464-8214. As always, you know, you can follow me at Frodo_Blackens on Instagram and Threads, FrodoBlackens.com for upcoming show dates, including a 420 show in the city, Drunk Black History in Boston, Detroit, New York, all that shit happening, FrodoBlackens.com. I'm also producing the homie Chris Lambert's comedy special on June 27th on my birthday. So come through to that as well. Again, FrodoBlackens.com for all those ticket links and shit. Just not to be a follow you, bro. That's what support the show financially.
Guys, you can follow me on all the social media platforms at J Brown Did It and all my shit's right there. But you could support the show, be a part of the show, join the community at Patreon, patreon.com/medium popcorn. We have $2, $5, $10, and $15 packages. Our entire backlog is on Patreon. We have so much bonus content. It's stupid. It's stupid what we got on Patreon. It's stupid what we're giving away for a nominal fee of $2, $5, $10, or $15. So join Patreon, patreon.com/medium popcorn.
What do you like? Whole lot of popcorn in your ears and mouth. Medium popcorn, Patreon, patreon.com/medium popcorn. All right, y'all. Thanks to Brad for that. I appreciate that.
All night long, tell me.
All right, y'all. We'll talk to y'all soon.
Medium popcorn. We are two niggas spoiling movies. Yeah. Brandon Collins, that's me, and Justin Brown for your movie needs. Medium popcorn. Woo! You haven't seen it, well, we're gonna spoil it. Spoil it in your face. That's your warning. So if you get pissed, it's all your fault.